What's up, guys and gals? Check it out. Got a cool haul to share with you guys. So, I found this local seller who was selling some Buffy the Vampire Slayer figures. Um, got a really good deal on these. Anyone remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Sarah Michelle Gellar. So these are the sideshow. These are actually sideshow figures, 12-inch figures. You know, back then they weren't really high end. But we do have Buffy here. Buffy Summers, of course. And also, if you were a Buffy fan, you would definitely remember the Gentleman. So these are 12-inch figures. And they, for the time, these were actually really good. Again, they weren't high end. They weren't like comparable to today's Hot Toys, but they were not just plain old retail figures. These were pretty, nicely detailed, for the time. Now, if you knew about these, you knew there were actually 3 different versions of the Gentleman. So there's the second one. And there is the third. There's subtle differences in the mouths, the faces. Pretty creepy stuff. So yeah, all 3 of those. All 3 of the Gentlemen and Buffy. These are some really cool figures. To get these now at a really good price, which I did from a local seller. It's pretty cool. I'm excited. That was a show. I haven't really actually watched it since, but I was a big fan. I loved Buffy. I actually had this figure back in the day. I don't think I had the Gentleman, any of them. But I did have this, but I let her go when I was purging my 1/6 scale collection back in the day. So it's nice to get her again for a really good price. But also got from the same seller. Not the best figures to get out of the line. I wish he had more of these. I believe there are more action collectibles. Yeah, more action collectibles. So this is the it was cool. There's a lot of versions of Willow. I think I had the Doppelgangland Willow back in the day, as well as a couple others. Love the Willow. And as well as Drusilla. Again, I wish he had more of these 6-inch figures. But again, that is to get all these, all 3 versions of the Gentleman and Buffy. That is pretty cool. But that's not all, actually. So let me move these out of the way. Charmed. Charmed was also a really good series back then that I was into it, You had Alyssa Milano, it's Phoebe, Paige, you had Piper, and there's Balthazar. I don't know if these figures are rare these days. I had these figures back then as well. I never had Balthazar, but if you're not familiar with these, if you're a 6-inch figure collector, or even a 7 inch. At some point, if you're into the toy community and stuff, you might have seen people use this backdrop. I'm not really involved with the toy community. I'm just kind of assuming. So I did build this backdrop minus Balthazar's piece. And again, I had the figures, but I sold them at some point. I did keep the little diorama background though. But yeah, so it is cool to have the Hallowell sisters again. That's another show. I loved it back in the day as much as Buffy. But I haven't really watched it since. So it might be cool to go back and watch it again. And really cool to have these figures again. They actually look, yeah, so they're lacking in articulation. But it's one of those things where the figures, it's just to have them. There's the nostalgia there. And they're characters that you don't need all that super articulation on anyway. Just really cool to have them. So there you guys have it, a little haul, some Buffy the Vampire Slayer goodness and some Charmed goodness. Guys, stay safe out there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.